Okay, so if you've ever found yourself getting just totally frustrated trying to get a decent answer out of an AI, you're going to want to hear this. We're talking about a super simple but honestly game-changing idea called the 10-second curiosity rule. It's this tiny little mental shift that can completely transform how you interact with these tools. Does that sound familiar? I mean, it's that feeling, right? You're wrestling with some new piece of tech. You know it's supposed to be powerful, but you just can't get it to do the thing you want it to do. It's a feeling a lot of us, probably most of us, have had at the start. You know the drill. You type in what you think is a perfectly clear prompt, and the response that comes back is, well, it's just bizarre. It's that moment of pure frustration where you're left wondering if you're speaking a totally different language. So, what's our first instinct when that happens? For most of us, we dive straight into problem-solving mode. We just assume there's some secret command we don't know, some technical fix we're missing, and we get completely lost going down a rabbit hole trying to figure out how the machine works. It's this frustrating cycle, isn't it? You get the weird reply, you jump on Google to find a fix, and suddenly you're just drowning in articles about neural networks and transformer models. And yeah, it's fascinating stuff for sure, but it's kind of like being handed a car's engineering manual when all you wanted was to know how to turn on the radio. It doesn't actually help you get a better answer in that moment. But what if the solution isn't technical at all? What if we've been looking in completely the wrong place? The person who came up with this idea had this incredible aha moment that didn't come from more research, but from something way, way simpler. Just a pause.
I want you to picture this because we've all been here. You're in a chat with an AI, and it gives you an answer that makes absolutely zero sense. Your first impulse is just this wave of exasperation. You let out a sigh, your hand goes to the mouse, you're about to just close the tab and give up, right? We know that feeling. But instead of closing the laptop, the author just stopped for 10 seconds. That's it. And what's so amazing is the power that's packed into that tiny little moment. 10 seconds is just long enough to interrupt that knee-jerk frustration and replace it with something way more useful.
And this right here, this brings us to the core idea, the rule itself. It's this. If an AI's response has you puzzled for more than 10 seconds, just stop. Take a breath, and instead of trying to figure out how to fix it, you simply ask the AI why it gave you that answer. See? That one simple question, it changes the entire dynamic. All of a sudden, you're not just operating a tool anymore. You're actually in a dialogue with a system that is actively trying its best to make sense of you, based on its own kind of internal logic. And this one question, this simple shift, really builds into a whole new mindset. It's about fundamentally changing the way we interact, moving away from the technical and into something that feels truly conversational. And this comparison just makes it crystal clear. When we ask how, we're basically asking to enter the AI's world, a world of algorithms and data. And we get a technical lecture. But when we ask why, we invite the AI into our world, a world of context and intent. We start a real conversation that's focused on reasoning. And this is where it gets really practical. For instance, the author asked why an answer to a serious question sounded so upbeat. The AI explained it was trying to be encouraging. Another time, asking, why did you leave this part out of this summary, revealed that the author's own writing had kind of buried the main point. The AI didn't fail, it actually exposed a flaw in the original material. How cool is that? Okay, so you get the concept, which is awesome, but how do you actually apply this, day to day? Let's break down a simple little toolkit you can use to put this curiosity into practice, like right now. All right, here are 4 really simple steps. First, that confusing answer comes back. Just pause. Take that 10-second mental deep breath. Second, ask why, but don't stop there. Explore a little. Follow up with things like, can you show me another way to think about this? Third, use the mistakes as a chance to learn. Ask the AI to explain how it interpreted your prompt. This is going to teach you how to write better ones. And finally, number 4, just reflect for a second. What did this whole interaction just teach you about your own communication style? Now, this little rule points to a much, much bigger idea. This isn't just about getting better answers from a chatbot. It's really about reframing our entire relationship with this technology. I absolutely love this quote. We're so often told that we have to keep up with AI, like it's some kind of race that we're going to lose. But this perspective, it changes everything. It's not a competition. It's a collaboration. It's a partnership. And curiosity? That's the bridge that makes the whole partnership work. The people who really get the most out of AI are the ones who just experiment. They poke and they prod, they question and they wonder. The AI learns from your curiosity, and you learn from its responses. It's a two-way street.
And ultimately, this goes way beyond AI. Practicing this kind of mindful curiosity just keeps us engaged, it keeps us alert and adaptable in all parts of life. It's a habit that keeps our minds sharp and proves that, really, curiosity has no age limit. And that right there, that's the secret to lifelong learning.
So the next time an AI confuses you, remember, don't just close the tab, pause for 10 seconds, take a breath, and simply ask it, why? You might be really surprised by the answer, and it leaves us with one final thought to chew on. What if your next question, that simple, curious why, could change everything?